Welcome back to another battle, everybody. Today we're playing Progressive Capitals on the City of the Dead map. We're playing as a green player out of the third position. And the black player, I heard them, you could hear the popping sound of them leaving as I fired up the lobby. So obviously they did not ready up. But we're playing here with, I guess, 5 humans, including myself. Got a nice 2 capital down here in this +6 in Altona. That might be what I play for, especially because I can get a jump on this 3. Maybe I can't get a jump on the 3. I don't know where black ends up capping. Like I could go on the 2 up here and play for this +3 in Brunswick. No vision there. But I'd be able to take a turn 1 bonus up here, provided that nobody caps there. Or I could go on the 2 here, which late game cap spot probably better. I don't know. I kind of like this. Obviously, if black goes up here, it's a bummer, but there's a probability that black goes here, right? Like it's not, neither spot is necessarily safe from black. I have to pick my poison, and I've got a 3 here. I think this bonus is more reasonable to take on turn 1. It's this capital cuts off one of the 3 lines from left to right. Blizzards aren't super impactful, but we're playing this as the 3rd map in our Zombies map pack to run here on Tier List Tuesdays. Here's on the channel where we play every single map and risk on the meta settings. That's Progressive Capitals, although I believe Exponential is maybe becoming more meta these days, but we'll continue. We've only got a handful of maps left. We'll continue with Progressive Capitals. We play with neutral bots and progressive cards, balanced splits dice, fog and blizzards, no rank restrictions, alliances and portals are on, fog and blizzards are off. We got pink here, so this bonus area up here is now a shared 3-point hold with 2 of those being capitals. There could be a cap over here on the right hand side as well of yellow or even black bot. Now black doesn't go anywhere visible, which is good. Potential turn 1 take for me. A little bit worried about pink here out of the 5th position playing for all of this, but who knows? They might get smoked in the very first turn by potentially overly aggressive purple player. So don't want to get ahead of myself here. Purple's going to take the Q bonus here for a +3. Smart play. I think they take and then they group this. They go through yellow here, groups the 6 up onto capital, which actually allows them to potentially play an aggressive turn 2. They're going to get greedy here. I wouldn't hit pink, but they know pink's behind them. Yeah, I figured they would hit yellow, fortify to the 6, and they're golden. Now, I can take this whole bonus up here, I think. Hopefully, as long as I get good dice. If I get bad dice, then it is what it is. Wow, we get flawless, and this was all black up here. I don't think red aggresses me. I think I vision. Okay. Some vision over here is not a bad thing. Now, this does not 1-point hold over here, but I don't think red's going to try to hit me with an 8-on-5. I think that would be silly. So I put this here this way. If pink does hit me, I can retake my bonus and break them and sit on an external position. But you look at this. These are 2 territories that both... Like, I don't have a spot I can sit here in one spot because University looks at both Cemetery and Prince's Park. And Foundry Hold also looks at Prince's Park. So Prince's Park has double access into here, and University has double access into here. Little hairy. It's going to depend on what pink does. Don't know where red... Red smoked through that yellow 4 over here. That's crazy. Pink plays it slow? Maybe? But I'd like to hold the bonus. I'm trying to play this a little bit aggressively to sort of expand my hold faster. Get a feel for where everybody is. Like maybe my fortify on this next turn even comes off of this position to split between these 2, prevent people from kind of barging in here. I anticipate at least purple holding a bonus. Yellow appears to be holding a +2. Docklands most likely. They come off of the right-hand side here. Do they break purple? Because I could sneak in. If purple doesn't have... Purple's getting 9. I could sneak in and steal Williamstown unless red's capped in there. Again, red smoked through yellow's 4. Which is a little bit intriguing. But, yeah, this is Tier List Tuesday. City of the Dead. Again, City of the Dead continues that sort of zoom-out trend that we mentioned. I wonder if he broke yellow out of here. I wonder if he took this from yellow. Continues that zoom out trend we mentioned. I'm going to put 2 here. And the fortify is going to be back to cap. We're going to play off of this position up this way. Because if red's in here, right? They are in here, but I'm going to take this. Like that. And then I'm actually going to pull... I don't think they have a bonus, right? No. We're going to play this a little bit more aggressively, just in case pink tries to take up here. I won't be surprised if red tries to break, but I think breaking is a bad idea. Like, should hit this. Oh, he hits me here. So he's going to play for the +7. I'll run through what these bonuses are in just a moment. It's going to take him a while to take this, though. I'm fine playing double +3. It's close enough to my capital. Could potentially close my cap off and take the rest of this bonus if I need to. But this position in the middle is pretty powerful. And I want to dissuade pink. Like, pink should take this whole bonus here, but I want to dissuade him from breaking me. And this way I can sort of play nice up here without getting ahead of myself. And then focus on red. Because I think a focus on red is probably my best bet. Yellow now getting 12. I do still think... I think they have the +6 over here, not the +2. They break pink. That's actually really good. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that play by yellow. They sit on pink here. Meanwhile, purple's getting 12. What's stopping purple from busting in over here? I don't know about that play from yellow. Presumably that was cap defense. Purple takes an additional bonus in the middle. I don't want to cause any problems here. They're actually going to play for this in Hawthorne, +5. We'll see if yellow lets them hold that. I want 4-4. I'm okay leaving my capital at least a little bit undefended. Not super undefended, though. This spot here... I don't know that I want to add there. Is this enough to leave 4 behind? Let's throw 2 here. Leave 4 behind. And then go back to capital. I need to start prioritizing cap defense. And if I let red play for the +7 in Footscray, then they likely won't hit me anywhere else. I don't think red's very good. I think if red was good, they would have taken this. I don't know why I zoomed in as if it would show me what this capital is, but I think they would have played, or the bonuses. I think they would have played for Williamstown. This way, they likely hit either pink here. They do hit pink there. And if they aggress me at any time, I can just hit them. And they're not doing that. They're playing super conservatively. They'll probably try to play for this 5 here. Might even trade in early if it behooves them at some point. In this way, like, if yellow... What I'm hoping is that by not aggressing yellow, I leave myself open to being able to... Oh, pink might end up hitting purple here inadvertently. Like, simply just because that's where their attack is. I'd probably roll the 2 out over here first, but I think purple might get broken, which is the perfect leverage that yellow needs. Blackbot has not lost its capital. We haven't located that capital yet. Yeah, purple's not. I knew that would happen, and now yellow doesn't get broken, so they can continue playing aggressively. I have 3 bonuses. They're getting 18. They actually picked up an additional bonus on that last turn. And because pink went into purple, yellow's kind of free to do whatever they want. Now, I don't want to start a war with yellow because I think that that is dangerous. Yeah, it's not beef that I want to get involved with. I think pink, it's smartest for me to leave pink over here. And really just this turn play for capital defense, even though I've locked myself off. I've at least leveraged a decent position up here. So even if somebody breaks me, it's a little bit more expensive. So we'll take our card off of purple because purple's getting extra troops. compared to pink, right? The chances of pink getting eliminated are much higher than purple. And now we can prioritize our capital defense. I'm not even going to prioritize much bonus defense. I think purple understands why I removed him over here. And I got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'll send a thanks over to yellow. Yellow just picked up an additional +3. So they'll be up to at least 21. Actually, they picked 3 additional territories, would put them up to 22 at least. But they hit for 4, so they could be up to 23. I want to see red hit one of these black territories. Perfect. I mean, that's hitting through a 4. That costs them something. I don't know that I'll have the red elimination at any point soon, but that at least gives me a little bit of access. I don't know if they fortify down this way, that'd be a little bit silly. I basically want to gear up to take red out because I believe red is the only player on my side of the board. But I don't know what their capital looks like. That's part of the issue. I almost want them to hit the black 6 first. Now, I don't have to harvest the pink territories. Like, I could leave. I think leaving this here is not a bad idea because I'm pretty certain I'm the only one that knows it's here. Black is getting 5. At some point, yellow rolling the black capital would be pretty good for us. Just because it costs them troops to do that. And somebody actually hit yellow. Somebody kept yellow in check a little bit here. I wonder if that was purple. We'll see how much purple gets here. Nobody has double cap jumped. Purple's still getting 17, so I wonder if pink had some roundabout method of getting in there. Nobody's traded early. This map is a 75 territory map. There are 7 blizzards, knocks us down to 68 territories. That's 29 larger than the classic map when blizzards are considered, and it has 14 continent bonuses. Docklands, the lone +2. There's Caulfield, Kew, Brunswick, Williamstown, and Port Melbourne as your +3s. Richmond, Carlton North are your +4s, as well as Mooney Ponds. Hawthorne is a +5. I think that's the only +5. Altona and Surrey Hills +6s. St. Kilda and Footscray are your +7s if you're able to hold them. And we're getting 17 now. Don't want to over-aggress anybody. Ooh, I've got an idea. I think this is the right choice. I open pink's cap up because this allows them to potentially, it gives them a card up this way so they don't have to disturb purple 1. But more importantly, it gives them an attack up into yellow. Also, I have a sneaky play on this next turn with red. Because I think red will use their trade-in to hit the 7 of black here to finish their bonus. And I can use... I have a 42 cap I think is pretty safe. Interesting that pink places over here. It doesn't even defend their capital. So they do... The problem with this position is that you've now revealed yourself. You've revealed where one of your positions, your additional positions on the board are. Which I think is pretty risky. But anyway, my plan here is this territory up here, Stonehill Commons. It's a good idea to hide some troops back behind that, or on that spot for red to hit black, because then that gives me a really effective, aggressive play into red. Now I don't want red to get extra troops. Yeah, this is exactly what I knew would happen. He's making sure it's nobody else back there. But that, how many territories? This bonus here, 9 + 2. Yeah, they should still be below. Actually, this will be a good tell because this would be 8 territories and then 2 additional territories in here. If red is over, if red gets 6 troops, they will guaranteed to have a territory on the other side of the board. Which, given what everybody's taken, I don't think they probably have. But purple's going pretty crazy. I think this is the thing, is yellow's drawn a little bit too much attention to themselves with their aggressiveness, and I think purple just punished them for it pretty heavily. But I am more focused on red at this point. Let's trade our horses, increase our chances of a trade on 3 with our own little horse trade. But I'm going to put all of these troops up here in the hopes of potentially having a set on 3. And we don't have a set on 3, but red might finish their bonus here. They only get 5, so if they do have a territory on the other side of the board, it is just a singular one. We won't have pathing to it. I would hedge bet that they probably don't have that. But the hope here is that they roll black, and then I can hit right into them. They would either roll black here, or they'd roll it down here. And they do roll black there. Only have 9 troops left over. They don't... They probably go and defend their capital. We do not have a set. At some point, I have to prep my bullying play. I was hoping pink would hit through me, through yellow, and in. Yeah. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Because if these 3 are all quarreling over there, and I enabled it a little bit by taking that card. I intentionally took that card to open pink's capital up to hitting yellow. That's good. That is quite good. Black still has not lost its capital. So this territory here in Davarin Park is going to effectively act as a blizzard because of the additional troops now that one black territory has been removed. Yellow does not hit in here, which is interesting to me. I want to do something tactical on this turn. I want to defend my bonus from... I want to defend my bonuses from being broken by red, but I also want to sit in red's bonus to force them to take cards at the bottom. Or I could even block them, force them into the black chunk here. I think that might be the best way to do this. I don't necessarily have to show yellow that this is even happening either. So I should get enough troops to be able to pull this off. Oh, well, he'll see me here, right? So... So this way, yellow doesn't think I take this bonus, and we either force red to set, or they don't get a card. Or they have to hit through one of these 5s. Which they might. This might win. I have a trade on... I would just blitz... Well, okay, it wins swimmingly. Bit unfortunate. I doubt they have that many troops on capital. I could check. Doesn't hurt to check. They're going to pull off. I strongly, strongly disagree with the pull off here. It's only 5. It's not a ton. The issue, here's the one thing I'm concerned about, and I hope some action happens with pink, yellow, and purple prior to me eliminating red. But when I eliminate red, it's going to... Alarms will sound effectively. The alarms of my opponents will sound. People don't like when you do that. So, got to be a little bit wary of that. But I do have a trade-in. It's only the 15. It's not great, but I'd get the 20 right off of it. We've got a 42 cap that I feel pretty good about at this stage of the game. Pretty much matches what pink has over there. And if pink continues aggressing yellow, then theoretically yellow will reciprocate that. Let's see how much places here. 3 places here. So if 3 places here, there's only 2 territories of black left. It's the capital and this territory. And that is either right in here with red or it's on the other side of the board. We get good retaliation out of yellow here into pink, but we don't get a trade-in. We don't get a trade-in off of that, but this is the kind of distraction that I need for these players. And then I just put 5 here. I put the rest. I put my trade-in and the rest on the 23 here. We should be able to take red out of the game. Kind of been calculating this elimination for a while. Again, red could theoretically exist on the other side of the board, but I don't think that that's the case. I would be very surprised. If anything, I think that the black cap might just be right next to red in here, and red got unlucky with that. But I think this is enough for the elimination. I will... Okay. It's a little tight. Let's see. That's huge. Was the roll 84? Bummer. Well, we get it. Barely. He didn't have a trade. So. That's alright. Pull this in. Tried to slow roll it. They had a little bit more on capital than I expected. Honestly, I think they live if they don't pull those troops off cap. If they left those on cap, fortified the other ones back, I don't have enough. Even if I stack it all on one spot, I don't have enough to take that. So, I'm happy with that. This is basically ignore. I mean, the +6 is nice, but I don't think I'd ever hold it. I just fear that yellow is going to come investigate me. But you know I just set off of that. I've been getting a lot each turn, too. This may just be the end of pink, honestly, if yellow has good enough pathing to it. But I'm unsure. I'm happy with the start that we've pulled off here. I think I've played this pretty well. I get red out of this. At the moment, here's the issue and why I have to play very, very carefully here on this next turn. This turn is probably the most important turn, regardless of what purple does. And that's because if purple aggresses me, then I can probably do more. But I've picked up a capital and a +7 and a bunch of additional material. That's the kind of stuff that opponents really tend not to like. I'm actually not even going to take this territory off of yellow here. I think that's a mistake too. Because yellow might think I have this bonus. They know black is in here because they saw it earlier, but they still might think, I'm going to get a lot here. My point is, I'm going to get a lot of troops here. And because of that, I'm not trying to scare off my opponents. Ooh, if I had a trade on 3, man, we could have eliminated the pink player. I intentionally opened pink up, by the way. That was an intentional play, because I don't think they'll aggress me. They simply don't have the troops to. But my hope is that they go right at yellow. Like clockwork. This sounds bad, but I haven't manipulated players like this well in a while. And I think it's the funniest thing about this is these guys may not even be expecting that I'm the one manipulating them. Like, that just looks like I might just be innocently taking a card that then yellow retaliates into. It's like calculated aggressiveness is what I'm going for in this game. Specifically, those maneuvers into red, where like probably didn't look to red like I was doing a lot until they saw those troops stacked on them, which was exactly the goal that I wanted to pull off there. Now, I'm not going to hit pink here. My choice is going to be, I am going to take this yellow card. Actually, do I take the black card so that the black capital is more difficult to take? Puts me on 5. And that way yellow's not irritated. Yeah, you know, honestly, I've got backup cards if I need it. This gets it out of my side. I can start generating on the next turn off of this position. And this will basically make the other capital more difficult to take, so we can use it as a blizzard, ignore it, etc. And now the black chunks are not sitting on my side of the board. And maybe when I take this yellow card in the next turn, it's not a problem for me, right? And maybe the other thing is that people see black placing 5 troops on it, and they play for that capital with the only reward being the actual position itself. Yellow now down to 7, which is pretty crazy. I think purple went... pink's turn was pretty quick, so I think purple went pretty bananas there. And yellow's not adequately retaliating here, which is really interesting. Now, we've put ourselves at the front of the turn order with the red elimination, which maybe isn't the best thing in the world. It does allow me to act a little bit more proactively, and I'm a whole card ahead of pink. That is certainly a benefit. I guess the best spot to stack. I don't actually know where yellow's capital is. That is problematic. But straight in. 90. Yeah, sure. I'm just playing. I mean, I have half the board now. I'm playing very carefully because these guys are hitting each other enough where I don't think it's in my best interest. Now, if I had, yeah, I got a trade on 3. I'm almost hoping that somebody comes and opens me up here. Because if they do, I could eliminate pink. Does he skip? He skips. I don't know about a skip, sir. Skip is super dangerous with what the cards are at. On 4, a skip is not... Like, I would have just been fine with them taking a card off of me. Yellow gets 7. So yellow and purple are battling. Or at least... Yeah, no, they are. This is... that's certainly a choice. I'm wondering if I just attack out and sit here on pink. Like, they could trade in, but now they've missed a card. So the trade, it's not as effective for them. They're basically 2 cards behind me. Or they're just sort of ahead of me in the turn order now, weirdly. 36. Yeah, I don't think these guys are going to like this, but we're going to come over here. And we're going to sit here. Pink can choose to trade in, but I think we're at the point where pink simply doesn't have enough output. Did he get 12 on the last turn? Got 16 on the last turn. That's crazy. And there's the trade-in, so the skip wasn't as effective. Unless he tried to roll... So he hit through my 5. You won't get very far off of that. That's a terrible... I cannot express to you guys how bad of a play that is. It opens their capital up, but I don't inherently have to hit it. So they have the +6 over here, which means yellow's not actually capped in there. I thought yellow might have been capped in the middle on dockside, and that would explain more why they haven't ever been broken in this +2 the whole time. They're still getting 7. That provides a lot of necessary context. And with these two repeatedly fighting, this is why I think I can defeat pink here. With these two repeatedly fighting each other and keeping their counts down, I can gain a massive advantage over everybody and use that advantage to take pink out of the game. So, like, he takes a card, sure. But what he's not accounting for is me slamming the absolute brakes off of him. Honestly, I think I opened him up. I think this is exactly the bait I meant to break over there. He's saying good luck, but what he doesn't realize is you're going to hit my cap and you're not going to get anything out of it. You're going to open me up and effectively feed yourself on 3 cards where I will instant trade in. Because I will still get a bunch of troops. Quite possibly one of the most overconfident good lucks I've had in this game in a while. And what's interesting about this is I can actually try to milk them for an additional card. I can run my 13 over here on the right-hand side. Knowing that these two capital... Like, I just don't think purple and yellow have enough troops right now to feasibly hit me hard enough to the point where, theoretically, I can drop about 25 troops here, leave my cap open, run through pink's bonus on the right-hand side, get some vision of the rest of the board, and then... If they have a trade on... Like, I think this is one of those situations where trying to milk the extra card is actually smart, because if they have a trade on 3, they have a trade on 3. It is what it is. But I don't think it's going to be in my best interest to set early, because I want to build up more cards, more troops. So I think Or not set early, but eliminate early. I probably could. Think I have enough here. But I keep messing that pathing up. That's twice now I've done that. Now, what would be actually smart of them is to stack enough over here on the right-hand side to prevent me from eliminating them. I won't go for their capital until... I wonder if they cut down through purple. Try to wrap around and hit me underneath. No. Interesting. Because they might be stepping right in between yellow and purple in that situation. The other thing is, I'll get 10 more troops. I was going to say 15. I'll get 10 more troops off of my trade-in here. If... Yeah, yellow's playing this super both of them are playing this really, really passively, which worries me because there might be some pink scattered down in this area in these bonuses. It's also possible pink just opened purple up to eliminate them. Ooh, I haven't done anything to irritate purple at this point. It just breaks on one spot, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I should still get enough to be able to do this. Actually, I'm going to put everything here. This involves a split, doesn't it? Guaranteed set on the next turn. This cap is now worth considerably less. Both of these, actually. Because pink's cap is worth a lot more. That was absolutely worth it, though. As long as I don't perish. I think then this turn, yellow could maybe try to make a push into me. But... I might even get shown how much I need. Yeah, yellow's playing this super passively, which might just mean I can block purple. They're getting 11. Purple trades. I wouldn't... Oh, okay, well played. I was going to say, I wouldn't put that target on your back. Interesting. Interesting that he has the option to take a card. He chooses to do it in that manner. I'm going to forgo the +2 just in case I can get a trade in on the next turn. I don't want to block yellow. I'm fine with both of those as 50s. This cap, I think, is going to be the most important spot. I'm obviously generating a lot more than them. And if yellow is capped where I think he might be, there's a bit of danger there. The black cap must be in one of these two bonuses. I had some vision down here earlier, but not a whole lot. Yellow trades in now. That was a 4 trade. Interesting. I came off of this position. I think he's trying to isolate purple. I think he actually understands the assignment. Weirdly, I think he understands the assignment. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Because the block is not as easy with the cap here, right? The cap is on Olympic Park, but he removes all of those other positions, and yellow fully feels like he's playing for second. 372. That is quite the number of troops. This almost feels perfectly targeted. The issue with this play I think he may sack into yellow here. He's not going to get the elimination, though. Do you think the writing was on the wall? I didn't see a fortify anywhere here. It would have gone right through here, I think. Or underneath. I mean, the block is already kind of set up, right? I don't love that he just sacked into him. Yellow was much better to me in this game than purple was. And I don't like that he sacked into him. There's a world here where these two can play into a position where they actually both block me and trade underneath here, underneath their capitals with each other. And unfortunately, they didn't do that. I don't really respect that very much. Good game, dude. I gotta eliminate the black bot here, so I have to let it have an extra turn because that doesn't set me in. Really just a joker there at the end. Cool. Tremendous game here. Obviously, like, this could have dragged out longer with purple. I think purple knew they weren't going to be able to eliminate me. They had 377 troops or whatever. They would have had to hit a 180 and then 2 additional 50 caps. They probably could have fed it to yellow, but I don't know that that's the way that you want to go out either. But I don't love rewarding the cap sack there. I think there was counterplay. That's like a pretty good roll there. It's kind of silly. I think there was counterplay there for purple and yellow if they coordinated properly, where one of them could have ended up with a win. And I'm not that person, but obviously I'd gotten very strong, take the elimination on pink. And if I wasn't struck the moment I eliminated pink, I probably wasn't going to get struck at that point. So ranks of our opponents, pink was a master. I feel like they just got into a little bit of a tough position, didn't handle yellow very well in the early game there, and then just got too small and overconfident opening of my capital that I didn't close off in the hopes of milking an extra card off of them, which was successful, get their trade in and progress the game forward. Red, expert, beginner on purple, and novice on yellow. Let's take a look at the map page on the Risk Wiki real quick. I mentioned the bonuses. You can kind of see the map here, not fully. This map is interesting because with 7 blizzards, I mentioned it's 7 blizzards, right? Yep, 7 blizzards. You can get 1-point cuts on this map fairly frequently. We didn't get it here today. We actually, fortunately, had all 3 lines from left to right available, which I do like. We didn't get any of those 1-point holds, but they can be pretty common. So I think that holds this map back a little bit. Fortunately, in today's game, again, we didn't have that issue, which is nice. But Docklands won't ever have a blizzard, but you could have one on the back side of it. You could have one in the bonus that we held up at the top, and then either of these, St. Kilda, Williamstown, or whatever this Altona bonus on the left hand side, any of these 3 access points can be blocked off, which tends to choke the map up a lot more. I think without blizzards, this map actually can be quite a bit of fun. And today's game was like a sort of a hybrid of blizzards and not blizzards in terms of actual impactful stuff happening on the board being blocked off. So I don't think it's S or A. I think it's maybe lower B tier map. Want to see what we have up in there. Not putting it in C, just getting ready to move it up. Like, I think I like it more than like Jules Verne and the classic variants. Maybe a hair more than like Terraform Venus and Ligny, but probably I think I enjoy Japan, Qing Dynasty, Deutschland, those maps just a bit more because Japan can cut the map, but it usually isn't as impactful as the possibilities on City of the Dead. But I think card block opportunities, some snowball chances, etc. Bonuses are pretty balanced. I think City of the Dead's a solid map. No real gripes there. We'll be looking at State of Emergency next week, the final map in the Zombie Map Pack 2 map pack, and then we'll be moving on to the Feudal Japan maps. We're really just cruising through here, everybody. We're we're nearing the end of the base version here of Tier List Tuesday. We'll see if I end up doing anything else beyond that afterwards. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back with more Risk tomorrow. As always, everybody, I've been C-Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.